Viewers, well, we shall be diving into the Rivers State political crisis, what to know, and the way forward. And we have Chief, who will give us a detailed information of what is actually going on, because a lot of people are actually seeking answers. Some don't even know what is actually the details, or what's the essence of the feud between both parties. Now, over to you, sir.
Well, thank you very much.
Yes,
We all watched that video, and you can see the character of the people who say they want to lead an arm of government. You know, they thought that similarly Fubara, the executive governor of Rivers, is somebody they can mess around with. And then they put up this shenanigan show. As a speaker, after the meeting with the president, the governor signed a document which is not constitutional, but because he wanted peace, he signed. And then they got back home and said that they have decamped to APC. And this same set of people coming back now to deny that they did not decamp.
This can only happen in Nigeria, I think.
Of course, you are seeing the man now reading a letter to the hearing of his colleagues and other press people, coming now to tell us that he did not resign. And apart from this video we have just watched, we have also confirmed that they signed an affidavit of their resignation. Because whoever is beating the drum for them had already told them that they were going to cause crisis at the national level, and then they will use that as a yardstick to back up their resignation. But unfortunately for them, at the next meeting, there was no fight. So they've lost out. Just as the governor said, they don't exist. And to all Rivers people, these people don't exist. They are just
Why
bunch
can't they
of
just
jokers.
take it and just go?
Would they agree? That is to tell you the characters, that is who they are. People lying on a daily basis for a living. That is, they tell lies for a living. Somebody who said is exposed as Amehule will come and tell Rivers people that, oh, I am still in PDP. What PDP? When Tony Okocha also had a reception for them at a polo club, received them in their numbers with their supporters, and then you come and said you did not defect, that you are still the speaker of which house of assembly? The only speaker that we know and we still know till tomorrow is Right Honorable Loco Jumbo, and he's about his duty. He has screened commissioners, they have been confirmed and sworn in. He has screened the caretaker chairman. In fact, they are already in their offices. If not for the crisis by the outgoing chairman, who Amehule illegally extended their tenure. It's just like the National Assembly coming few months to the expiration of Buhari's tenure and say, oh no, we are giving Buhari another 6 months to be president of Nigeria. That is what this committee of friends, as we call them, in Port Harcourt, are trying to do. And then you see some local government chairmen who say they have PhD coming on air to defend rubbish, and that their tenure elongation was done by committee of friends. Which committee of friends in Nigeria has the right to extend the tenure of anybody? Not even the National Assembly can do that.
All right, I want to ask something. Like, who is Tony Okocha in?
Tony Okocha is the acting chairman of APC in Rivers State. So when these people made this announcement, immediately after this the announcement, there was a reception. And you can see them waving the flag. On your mandate, we shall start. On whose mandate? That's a popular song for a popular party. So we all know it's not like it's an upcoming party where they will say, the song belongs to a party. And then you are standing on that man. Why not stand well? So that the law can take its course. You stand in the night, and then in the morning you don't want to stand again. You must stand though. They must remain there.
But this man actually denied the fact that they are part of they are members of his party.
We need to even
in
check
one
that
of
Tony.
our sisters.
We need to check
channel.
that Tony Okocha, because I know him very well.
So, but will you say that they are still part of the PDP?
These people, Amehule and the 27 of them, they are saying 25. For me, they are 27. Because those other two people, we don't even know where they are. So they are 27 so long as I'm concerned. And the 27 of them are gone as they are gone. In the National Assembly, a honorable member representing one of the states in the East defected. the matter got to Supreme Court. He lost his seat.
Absolutely.
He lost it.
Absolutely.
You cannot become an assembly member under PDP, and because somebody calls you from Abuja and say you should decamp because you want to make the state ungovernable, you want to distract the governor, and then you decamp, and then the next day you come and tell us that yeah, you did not decamp. So I gave them the flags. Did you see me in that video?
Well,
So, do you have anything to
Oh,
say?
it's appalling.
Definitely. You know, in this situation, you will be careful how you wade into it, given the fact that most of the matters are already in court. But the facts speaks for itself.
Of course.
We say the Shisa Lupito. And whatever you say, you fall at a certain divide. So it's either you are the side of Fubara or you are the side of Mwike. But for me as a legal practitioner, I will look at it squarely from the position of the law, while I also try not to make comments on the matters before the courts. You know, Chief Emmanuel has actually given a background to what we are discussing, and the video you played was quite instrumental through it. I think the starting point is that this country lacks a proper political ideology. That is why you see this whole squabbles, this whole problem playing out. We don't really have a proper political system. We have politicians who use political parties to get into office. If we have a proper political system, you can't even be talking of leaving a political platform that brought you to power to another one. Because there are certain ideologies that guide a political party. And the moment you drop that ideology, you completely lose it. Just like the Democrats and the Republican. Their ideology are completely different. You can't move from Democrat and Republican without, unlearning certain ideology and picking up another one. But in Nigeria, the situation is different. We have watched clearly a letter, which is the proper way to go about it. When you want to decamp the party, you send a letter to the speaker telling the speaker that I don't want to belong to this political party again. But the situation we have here is that even the speaker was also part of people who were leaving, because the proper thing the speaker should have done after reading that letter was to declare their seats vacant. Because it's a process of losing your seats.
Of course.
And because politics is a means of livelihood. People don't see it as a means of career. The honorable thing they should have done, since you don't want to continue standing, just like Chief said, he said you have to stand where you are standing now.
Yeah.
You stood on a particular
With your
point,
full chest.
yes, to get into office, and the law says you will lose your seat if the person resigns, if he's dead, if he's recalled, and if you leave the political party other than the political, if you go to another political party other than the political party that brought
Which
you
you
to
were
power.
elected. It's very clear.
In the constitution. And when he said division, I was trying to understand what kind of division. Division of a party will happen when we have two parallel party executives.
Executive, yes.
You don't say there is a division when an issue is coming up with who is the secretary and all
Who
that.
is not the secretary?
Could that really?
Because the secretary had left to go and run for an election in his hometown, and he lost and came back.
And you say
Is
that
that your reason
it's a
to leave a
division.
party? In all this,
Yes, sir.
they were thinking that it's going to be a smooth ride for them. The worst thing that can happen to anybody now in Rivers State is to take His Excellency Siminala Fubara for granted. A man in charge is a man in charge. If you want to do anything, you can come and try during the election. But for now, Siminala Fubara remains the governor of Rivers State. And the earlier they realize that, the better for all of them. That is the truth. Because I understand that they are feeling that there is somebody somewhere who can do magic. There is no magic. Rivers State is not Lagos. I'm sorry to say, but that is the truth. Rivers State is not Lagos. You can go and check our history. As powerful as Odili was, or as he is, Odili did not come to terrorize the state the way you are seeing other people trying to do now. I don't want to mention names because I've been here several times to defend him, so I can't come here now That's why what I'm saying in essence that Rivers State is not Lagos.
Absolutely.
Godfatherism does not really fly in Rivers
Yes,
State.
I was coming to that because the back and forth between the both parties, the past and the present, is it the weight of the godfatherism that nobody is the present is not ready to give that.
The truth of the matter is that the governor acknowledges that without the minister, he wouldn't have been governor.
Which is appropriate.
Are you getting the point? He calls him my oga. But I can tell you categorically, I cannot marry a wife for my Lele senior now, and I will not dictate to him when he will sleep with the wife.
Yes.
It's not possible.
Has that not been the case in politics in Nigeria?
But that is not possible. As a godfather, or as a political mentor, as a form buyer, as an election sponsorer, the only thing you can do is to guide the person. Please, I want to construct this road from Eleme to so place. What do you think? Okay, use this company. As a governor, I use them. It's not that you will bring the company for me. You will tell me how much to pay the company. You will decide where the road will end. If you are quarreling with somebody in that local government, then we should not do the road. If you are quarreling with another former governor, his project should remain abandoned. All those things are not politics. Government is continuing. It's a continuous process. You do your own and go, another person comes. Okay, you can imagine if Tinubu says, all the road that Buhari started or Jonathan started, I will not complete. Would Abuja be like this today? Or Buhari coming to dictate to Tinubu, this Asokoro road, I abandoned it. Why are you going to fix it? He will not have anything to commission. Are you not aware that Tinubu commissioned more roads in this Abuja than the Buhari of 8 years? I don't need to tell you.
Absolutely.
So, if you are in a government, even as a minister, you have come, they've given you FCT Civil Service Commission that was not existing. Nobody fought you. You appointed permanent secretaries. Nobody fought you. How can I be a governor of a state? You give me chief of staff. You give me security detail. You give me commissioners. And then the day I quarrel with you, the commissioners resign.
No, that's
when I reconcile with
undermining the present power.
When I reconcile with you, you tell me to bring the list of what nonsense for a governor, not even a councillor. Rivers State is not that kind of state. And they now try to make it look like an ethnic thing. Asawana and not Wana. Now, similarly, Fubara is a governor for all. I can tell you on strong authority, the man has no business with ethnicity or tribalism. He is just there as a career civil servant that became a governor to serve the people. And the man is doing his best to see that. Do you know that as I speak with you, for the past, for more than 8 years, civil servants were not promoted in Rivers State. They were not promoted. He promoted them. He paid gratuity. How many times since Sibalaye became a governor have you seen people protesting for unpaid salary or pension or whatever? Unlike we saw in the previous administration, it was just a one-sided thing, a particular ethnic group was being favored. But now, if you go to Port Harcourt, you see that even the public servants, before 26 or 27, they have been paid salaries, which has never been the case. So, if council chairmen feel that this Ayame with a committee of friends can extend their tenure, and they should go and try. They should go and try. I saw one of them boasting that the governor is a small boy and that he was going to remain in office and the governor cannot do anything. I want to dare him. He should go to the council and pay salary. June is already ending. If they burn the governor well, if they burn him well, he should go and pay salaries but for June. You know, people just feel that they can just do anything they like. Nigeria is not a lawless state. We have insecurity, yes, but we are not lawless. Except they want to say tomorrow we don't have constitution, do as you like. Then I can declare myself president. But we have the constitution. If you want to be president, you join a political party, you contest, and you are declared the winner. For now, similarly, Fubara is the governor of Rivers State. Anybody who does not like it should go and wait for the next election.
But why can't there be maintained orderliness? the president is the president, like you said, he is the governor of now. So whether you brought him or they, just like you've listed, why can't that not let that remain in the past while the present person continue to do what he is meant to do?
The truth of the matter is, you are taking me to where I'm avoiding. But let me say it. The worst thing that can happen to a man is greed. Is greed. If, as governor for 8 years, nobody interfered with my government, I employed, I fired at will for such a person that everybody know his character. Fired and employed at will. So why do you think now that you can be a minister and then you also want to be a governor? That is the problem.
In fact, just to come into, I think the earlier they understand that there is a governor in Rivers State, the better for everybody.
Sorry.
I think they've not really gotten to that understanding, particularly for the people on the other divide, that we have an executive governor who has executive powers in the states. And that is why, for the shenanigan that happened, that they said they are going to extend the tenures of
Local government chairman.
Where is it done? A local government chairman or chairman that subscribed to an oath of office.
For 3 years.
For an oath of office that is definite. As at the time they were subscribing to that oath of office, they knew that their tenure is going to elapse at a particular time. And what happened? They went back to the same house to elongate their tenure. As at the time they passed and the beauty of constitutional democracy is that there is an element of checks and balances.
Of course.
No particular arm of government has the sole power or absolute powers to do whatever thing they want to do. Neither the executive nor the legislature or the judiciary. When they were proceeding, in my view, like I said, this matter is still in court. When they were proceeding in their view to amend or extend the tenure, there was a court order asking them to halt.
So halt it.
The principle of that is that you should have at least respected the court order. But
And
what did they do?
You elongate the tenure.
They went back,
You elongate the tenure. You override the governor.
override the court order, on your own elongated the tenure. And when you do such thing, who should you even favor? Let's even assume that that particular procedure was properly effected. Should it benefit those who had already subscribed to oath of office? You can't take laws to be retrospective.
Okay, all right, Barrister. Speaking of laws, I know you've said you won't want to delve much into this because since it is a case that is in court. But from a legal perspective, just be it directly or
They are in their
indirectly,
pay.
what can you
Actually,
say about the whole action that the local chairman, government chairman, did?
Well, in my view, there are two situations. The first situation is,
Legal view.
yes, as we stand today, the office subscribed by these lawmakers has here expired. In my own view, I think it has. Because if you look at the way Section 7 is crafted, the existence, the oppression, the functions of local government are squarely left for the state to do. And it comes in by a legislation of the states, which is the Rivers State Law number 5, that says you can be elected as a local government chairman for a tenure of 3 years, which is direct and which is specific. The time they were taking oath of office, they subscribed to an oath of office to do a 3-year tenure. So if there is anything, then you have to do an election or they have to resubscribe to another oath. And at the moment, we don't see any state of emergency or anything that will necessitate an elongation of a tenure of a person who subscribes. Just like Chief Emmanuel said, imagine if the president is very close to the National Assembly and the State House Assembly, and he feels like, oh, you know what, I don't want to leave the office, come and sit down and elongate my tenure. That will completely against constitutional democracy. So for me, that is not the proper thing to do. On the side of the governor of the state, the expiration of the tenure did not occur on the day their office, he was aware that this was going to expire at a particular time. we would have expected him to kickstart a process of conducting an election. Reason being that the Supreme Court has held that, look, caretaker committees are unconstitutional, right? But I've heard some people argue that, you know what, this is a question of doctrine of necessity. And I'm of the view that doctrine of necessity does not arise because there is a clear time and an ample opportunity for that to occur. But again, that might be a political.
Can I say something?
Let me land on the thought.
Okay.
That might be a political strategy,
Yeah.
but is here a legal strategy? In my view, that process could have commenced. But that does not mean that those whose tenure has expired will continue to remain in office. That is not the intention of Section 7, and that is not the intention of the laws of Rivers State. And that's the law upon which they're even standing to say that, look, I have to say, has even been voided. The court has voided that particular provision to say this provision is unconstitutional. So there is, for now, there is no legal basis. That was why Court of Appeal was very careful not to return the status quo to when that law was made.
Yeah.
They said let status quo remain as at the time of the order of this court.
As it is now.
Absolutely.
Maintain
And what is
the
it now
status quo.
that the court has voided that particular Rivers State law number 2,
Elongating tenure.
elongating tenure,
Local government
to
chairman.
say it's unconstitutional. And let me also conclude on this point. See, that even a law is passed by a proper house and assented by the executive, still does not make some of those laws still may not be valid.
Valid, of course.
There is a school of thoughts on law by Oliver Wendell that said that law is can only be law when it is tested by the proper court, right? Prophecies of what the court will say and nothing more.
No.
We've seen in situations where laws are passed and assented to, and the court will look at it and say, no, this law is wrong.
It's not part of
It is the principles of separation of power. So if the court has exercised that constitutional power to look at a law through the mirrors of the Constitution and the mirrors of reasonability to say that this law cannot stand the test of time, on what basis are these people saying that they must continue in power? The only basis I see is to cause anarchy. And how do I know? They're already calling for a state of emergency when there is no basis. So it means from ab initio, there is a predetermined concept to break down law and order in that particular state, which is very wrong.
Yes, sir. So you will have what you want to say
Yes.
with the way forward.
Yes.
Yeah, because we're running out of
The
time.
truth of the matter is that interim government is not new. Am I correct? Now, you cannot force the governor to conduct election when there are no funds. I want to remind you that the election for now will be conducted by RISEC. And RISEC is an arm of the state government. The funding is from the state government. And then you know what it is to conduct election in the 23 local government of Rivers State. So what the governor is trying to do is get those funds ready while you have this interim government to manage the local government, so that before the end of their term, which is about 3 months, 90 days, as stipulated by the law, then the election will now come, and then you see that the interim government will hand over to the elected chairman. And then it happens. We've had, even at the federal level, we've had interim government before. So it's nothing new. So when you say the caretaker by the Supreme Court and all, what we have now is interim management team. They are just managing so that the election can be done. The stakeholders meeting with RISEC is on the 1st of July. Everybody who have interest to run will be in that meeting. Parties have been called. It's all over the social media because we are forging ahead to conduct election. There is no way the governor would have asked RISEC to go ahead and conduct election when there are no funds. And mind you, most of the projects the previous governments were commissioning and boasting about, they are still owing contractors. Contractors are writing to the
And
current
it is still
governor.
being probed.
So we have to pay those contractors and then try to sum up some money for fresh elections. I can tell you that elections will be conducted.
All right, so it's your word on what's the way forward.
The truth of the matter is that Amewule and his committee of friends should go and rest. When they were standing on the mandate, I was not with them. The law is the law, and the law have spoken. They don't exist. The governor said it clearly. Those committees, they don't exist. So we wait for the appeal, and I know that they will do the right thing, because we have a situation like that already in the National Assembly where a lawmaker has lost his seat because of defection. So the case of River State cannot. There is no magic. The law is the law.
Yeah.
Okay, so just to make this point,
You bear your
the,
last
the
word.
only solution is political solution,
Okay.
right? Because this chaos and this problem were all created by politicians. So I want a situation, because River State is close to my state, so we share boundary. You know, let's find out a political solution to
Alright.
this.
All right, thank you so much, Barrister. Thank you so much, Chief. It's been a wonderful episode this morning, and I appreciate your contributions all through the show. And to our viewers, thank you for being part of the program. Till we come your way again with another interesting edition of the show. I am Adishewa Oriye. Bye for now.